Hello, you wonderful people. Welcome back to the channel. There are so many Instagram updates and features that you need to know about right now. We are not even going to spend time on an intro. We're just going to dive right in. The first one is 2 new Instagram Reels feeds. Now, you may have missed this, but they have actually introduced 2 new ways for you as a viewer and for just your followers in general to actually experience Reels. So what that looks like is a following feed and a location feed. So the following feed is exactly what it sounds like. You're now able to actually look at a feed of just the people you follow, as opposed to actually having Instagram put in that suggested content for you. This is very interesting because this should actually help people in getting visibility if this feed is used more often. One that we actually really love is the location feed. Now, the location feed, I think this is incredible for business owners. I really love that they added this, because actually I started using the location feed. That's the one I'm using the most, I would say, even more than the following feed, just because you get to see cool things that are actually in your area and businesses that are related to your area. And we actually like buy things and explore things based on, you know, small businesses, because we like to support small businesses.
Yes.
So this means for you, if you are a business owner and you're actually selling products, or you're, you know, have services that are related directly to your immediate location, make sure that you are using location tags and make sure that you are actually including location specific keywords in your content. So that way Instagram knows that you belong in that feed and that you will show up, you know, to people who are more likely to be interested in your products or services or be able to use your services.
Another brand new feature on Instagram that you need to know about is they have just introduced polls in the comments on the feed. So these will work basically just like they do in stories. So you have up to, I believe it's 4 options.
Yeah, I don't know if that changes, but what I saw so far.
For now, they're launching that with that. And I guess they haven't really expanded it beyond that in stories
and
anyway.
It's not available to everyone yet.
Correct.
Okay, so if you don't see it yet, that's why, but it's rolling out.
Absolutely. And also, obviously, it's going to be something that the algorithm is going to pay attention to. It's going to be a marker there. So it's definitely something you should be trying and really getting people engaged with. So if you want to learn a little bit more about how the algorithm works, check that video up there, and that will tell you a little bit more about those markers and what they actually mean, to show you how to get your posts really shown to more people.
Another new Instagram update that you need to know about is multiple group lists for stories. So now I really like this one. Now you are going to be able to, not only you're segmenting your groups out, you'll be able to share stories to specific groups on your Instagram account. So similar to how the close friends feature works, right? You were adding people to a close friends list. That felt a bit more personal, but we did give you ways that you could use this with your customers and clients as well. Now you can actually really segment out lists in the same way that you would like an email list. I think this is also interesting because you could actually ask people whether or not they wanted to be opted into separate lists. So now you'll be able to have different group lists, and you could either send it to multiple group lists at a time. So if you have a story, you can upload it and say, I want to send it to my discounts list, like the discounts first list, or, you know, we have a membership channel on YouTube. So this is actually interesting. So we have a membership channel, in case you didn't know, we have a membership channel on YouTube, and that's where, like, if you want to do profile reviews, if you want to do live Q&As with us, you get freebies, all the fun stuff. It's in the description box below.
Yes. But
what we could do now is actually create an Instagram list with our members and actually talk to our members on there specifically, or create stories just for them too.
Yeah.
We're totally going to do that.
Yeah.
So now you can segment out these lists and be like, okay, cool. If you want to know about the discounts first, let us know. I'm going to add you to this list. If you just love the personal stuff and you want to see it, let me know. I'm going to add you to this behind the scenes list or this personal list. So I think this is a really great feature, great for business owners, and definitely recommend thinking about how you could segment them out in order to give people certain perks and things like that.
Yeah. And currently there's up to 250 people per list that they've limited it to. So it's probably better for smaller businesses. I feel like it's not something that a massive following account would even be able to manage. To be able to know who is who.
It pays to be a small account sometimes. You got to realize
there's a lot of
not always
benefits.
having the large numbers, you know. Being able to create these really more like intimate, personal, really tailored experiences is a really good benefit of being a smaller account.
I couldn't agree more. And if you watched one of our recent videos, which will pop up here, where we talked about a study from Metrical where they actually looked at millions of posts and really measured the reach of those posts to see and separated it in the follower volumes as well to see whether what kind of posts are actually performing, whether it's reels, images, stories, or carousels, for example. And one of the things they came out with there was that the lower accounts had the strongest reach in some of those markers, which I'm pretty sure was stories.
We talked about in that video about the fact that stories was a huge focus for Instagram.
Yeah.
Which means
really
these things are all aligning with what we talked about in that video.
Yes. So definitely worth, if you haven't caught up with that, definitely worth watching that because that was a fascinating study. Another brand new feature, and so brand new. That literally we'd sat down and about to record, and Tiffany found this just announced feature, which I love because we don't want to put this video out and there's something.
No, we like to keep it new. I'd be annoyed.
Yeah.
If like we just filmed it and then like it was like we published it and then this got announced. But it always happens this way. There's so much going on.
There's so much, which is why we can keep doing these videos anyway, which is fantastic. But a brand new thing, they're doing collaborative carousel posts. And when we say collaborative, so obviously collab posts where you can put the post together, tag up to 3 other accounts, and you can have that exact same post appear on the feeds of up to 4 accounts in total, 3 others, including yourself. Now what they've done, and this is interesting because I guess we haven't really had time to digest it, so I'd love to think about the meaning of it, but you can have, it's essentially crowdsourcing a carousel post. You can have, it'll basically be like an add button, submit a piece of content for your carousel post. So essentially you could have up to 9 collaborators adding posts to your carousel, including at least, I would imagine you'd have to have one yourself. Did it say that it was going to appear on those feeds of those
It looks like it will not.
It will not. So it's just yours, but it'll probably be noted somehow that, hey, this
and it
post
says like
submitted by
exactly, it shows like this person's post and then all the names attached to it, which we're going to pop up here so you'll see it. If it actually goes to other people's posts, that would be very interesting. It depends.
Did they
because
submit an existing post of
no
theirs?
they're submitting a piece of content, a photo or video.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So they're submitting a photo or video. I do think it's interesting because I think about like the clients that we did, like say these UGC photo dumps for, you could actually now just be like, hey, add your photo and we're going to choose some of the best photos. Or if you had like a brand and you're just like, hey, if you had jewelry, you had clothing, any of these things, you could be like, show us how you wear this fit, or show us how you style our coffee table, or any of these things, and have people add, and maybe you could choose a winner from that.
Awesome.
So I think they're doing these are good ones.
And
I like
the way,
these updates.
This is they're being very intentional about this. Also, just note that you actually can vet them. It's not like someone submits them and it just goes live.
Because that would be a problem.
That would be very problematic. So you're actually able to select them, and I imagine you could, if it's like a 4x5, you could position it.
Hopefully.
It's going to be one to watch. So once again, we just saw it, so we haven't really even thought more about it than that, but seems very exciting and very, very cool. And like I said, very intentional with all the moves that they're making. It feels very in line with that one, particularly the study video where also we looked at, Adam was on a
podcast.
It was a podcast specifically because I only saw the YouTube side. It was the things that he was saying, all of Instagram's moves seem very much in alignment with that.
For sure.
So it's making more sense, to be honest, I could say confidently, what they're doing is making more sense than ever. Because sometimes you're like, what are they doing, man? What's this algorithm change? And I don't think it's that anymore.
No.
I really think they've really figured out what's working and where they really want to go and drilling down on it. And it's very, very cool.
Agreed. Another Instagram update that you need to know about is Meta verified feeds. So this is very interesting. It's basically what it sounds like. You would be able to actually choose to only see content from verified accounts in your feed. I don't know how interested people will be in only seeing content from verified accounts.
Because most of them are paid.
Yeah. You know what the problem was with Twitter? It was just like everyone bought it and then they had preference in feeds. So then there were all this like crypto content and weird stuff that was always coming up in your feed back in the day. I remember it was really a hot mess at one point. But anyways, the Meta verified seems like actually like a bit more vetting than Twitter had.
They didn't take away the verification of the accounts. Twitter took everyone's away.
Yeah,
and
then
they had to
added
buy
in.
it back. And some celebrities got them back again, but they had to have millions. I still know people that are, I think, very famous who have maybe 500,000 and they're not verified.
Yeah,
because they didn't get it back.
And they didn't want to pay.
So
which
Instagram did it. Exactly right. And Instagram didn't take it away. So there's the same problem as Twitter, whereas like just anybody who has it available and wants to pay can pop up in the verified feed, but then you've got actual, notable accounts.
Exactly.
So that'll make it a little more intriguing. I think.
Yeah. And that is to mention there are legacy accounts. So it's not just the paid subscribers. It is still the legacy verified accounts that would appear in that feed. So if for some reason you just want to see content from verified accounts or brands, that's something that you can do. But this goes into the second update, actually, which is that, and this is why I think this is tied together in an interesting way, is that they just made Meta Verified available for business accounts.
Yes.
So previously only available for creators, it is now available for business accounts. And one of the things in that sales pitch, in that view there, it said that you will have new opportunities for discovery.
For being a
verified business account. So then I feel like, say, like a dedicated feed is an example of something where you have increased opportunity for discovery. I also saw that they were playing at some point around with having like, one, you already know the comments. You usually see verified comments before you even see.
Always.
So it's like these small things where it's going to give you more visibility. And I don't know if that also means in general more algorithmic preferences as well.
Yes. And the other thing with the business, if you're a business, often a lot of businesses also have a creator account so that they can access the trending audio. So if a business wanted to be verified, I imagine it would probably, you'd need to show incorporation documents and things like that.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they'll give verified businesses access to trending audio, or does that licensing issue still affect it?
We should actually just test it and see.
Maybe we should find out.
Yeah. So we could test it. We could do a month.
But then we'd lose.
Maybe we could do a month and see, because we use Epidemic Sound anyways. Honestly, I use Epidemic Sound more than trending audio. Like even Dan.
Link in the description.
Even Dan, who edits our videos, like he uses Epidemic Sound all the time for all the short form content. Because you just get the beautiful song that you want. You just get to make the vibe. You get to make it in bulk. So it depends, if you're doing something that's like super trendy, but we have a lot of evergreen content that we're fine with it being just really nice songs that we like that are copyright free. Epidemic Sound's in the description box below. It's also underneath this video right now.
Yes.
Just so many good songs.
So then if we do test it, would you guys be interested in a video where we maybe just run down the benefits of verification?
Like, did we get increased reach? Did we,
could do it for a
how
month
was the customer service support? All that type of stuff.
Yeah, because we could take like a screenshot of like the insights on the day before you sign up for it, and then the day after it expires.
Yeah.
And then just see, or at the very end of it, and see how it goes. So if that's interesting, let us know in the comments. Another brand new Instagram feature and update that you need to know about is an audio and video feature has been added to Notes. So Notes, for those who don't know, are that little thing, it's almost like stories above the DMs. In the DM inbox, there's those little things where maybe like not that many people use it that I've seen.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to get people to use it. Because,
you know what's funny? All the teens apparently are using it.
Oh.
So apparently it's like 100 million uploads have happened with teens since Notes started. Something like a pretty large number. But I don't see that many other people using it. Not as often. Not as often as you could if you just wanted to just kind of have an additional area of visibility.
Right.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot more sense. The stuff that I see people share is pretty pedestrian. They're just saying anything. Hey, beach today or whatever. You know, like just silly things like whatever.
Where you should be putting discount
Facebook.
on the feed. Check it out. That's what you should be putting.
I don't see any brands using it. Never comes up in any of mine. So anyway, you can put music in there already. So it was just text. Then they added the ability to add music to it. And now you got audio and notes. So audio meaning you can actually leave a physical voice recording up there, which is kind of cool because maybe you could use it as a brand to tell your followers to go and do something. Hey, check our latest post for a 20% discount code or something. And then you also got a looping video. So it almost sounds like a
you could do like a preview, because I was trying to think of, I was like, there was something else that had looping. It's not, I guess it's almost like boomerang.
I was
Boomerang.
thinking boomerang, but I'm like, wasn't there something else that had a looping video that I'm like, remember they had profile photos on Instagram for a while where it was a looping video, like a moving one and looping. So there could be opportunities like that where you could even put part of your video that you just posted on there and with some text to be like, hey, go check out the post. So basically, I think it's just another way to point people to your feed and potentially to your stories as well. So not mad at it. Definitely, now that they've added this, I might even like proactively start giving it a bit.
Just thinking that we should try using it a bit more and then report on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll let y'all know if it's something that's worth talking about. We'll do a video.
All right. So lots of creative updates in general. So another new feature that you should know about are custom stickers in stories. So now you'll be able to actually make your own sticker easily within the Instagram app, as opposed to perhaps making one outside of it and bringing it in. This is very similar to what you already have in iOS. So anyone who's an iPhone user, it could be on Androids too. You are able to like hold down on an image and pull, like it'll pull it out basically, and you can add it as a sticker to something else. So that's essentially what they're doing here. So it's like a cute creative element. Maybe you can do with like your logos, or maybe you could actually, if you're in like fashion or something like that, I actually think that would be very cool, because you could like pull the clothing items maybe and put it on a stick person or something like that. So it's just like new fun ways to keep things engaged. Again, when you're using the features, they usually love you for it. So always something to keep in mind when these new features are coming up is like, how can I incorporate these if it makes sense for you? Don't go out of your way and do silly things that don't make sense for you. But if it makes sense for your brand, if you could creatively execute on it, then definitely test it out. Another few Instagram updates that you need to know about are these AI specific features, okay? So they announced a ton of them at the Instagram University that are very interesting. Of course, this is the world. We're in AI. We got to be using AI, all that jazz. So one is the AI generated stickers. So what this means is you're going to be able to, again, and I've seen this, I've actually tested it out. You can use AI generated stickers, which means that you would put in a text prompt and Instagram is going to create stickers for you based on this. Another one is like a chat. So similar to ChatGPT, now you'll be able to actually converse with an AI tool created by Meta and ask it similar questions. Another interesting thing that ChatGPT does not have is that it is connected to current events and currently what's going on via Bing. It also can generate certain interesting things for you as well that you'd be able to use in content. So it could be interesting. We'll see how that continues on. And then another thing that they've added, which is super interesting too, is AI characters. And what they've done now, they've hired, or they've actually, I guess, licensed the likeness. Clearly no one watched Black Mirror from like, hey, come on, but sure. They licensed the likeness of 28 like celebrities and personalities, like people from Kendall Jenner. They have like sports guys in there. There's a bunch of people in there too. Even Raven from Love is Blind. I think it was Tom Brady. I'm like, sports guy. I think it's like Tom Brady even. Like they have a pretty well-known, very well-known celebrities that have, you know, shared their likeness with Instagram now. And they'll be able to create this type of personality that you can chat and engage with. And then another one that a business might be able to use is AI image editing. So you'll now be able to actually work with the AI to edit your images for you. So applying filters, replacing backgrounds, all that type of stuff. Kind of similar to what you could do in Adobe. Of course, Adobe's a more advanced version. So that could be something interesting to see where that takes you. The AI side is, it's one to watch. It's a space to stay on top of and a space to watch, but I always say, like, don't feel pressure to like submerge yourself in it right now.
Another new feature on Threads now.
You know, Instagram, we still say Threads by Instagram.
Threads by Instagram. It counts.
Anyone using Threads, please let us know in the comments below. Curious.
Like using it. Like, I imagine most of us are sort of checking it. You're like, oh, okay. But there's got to be some people who are
actively, and we're curious because we're not on there as much as we should be. So
not at all. So finally, they've added trending topics. So I went the other day and they weren't there that I could see.
It's not rolled out to everybody, but yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's coming out soon, but you know that should help a lot of the search and a lot of finding, you know, new and interesting things to see on Threads, which is probably one of the best parts of Twitter. So hopefully that will result in a bit more of an uptake from a lot more folks. So if you haven't got it yet, sit tight, probably just like us, not around. They also added polls. So just like they added the polls to the Instagram comments, they're going to add polls to Threads, which is fine. I think it's a cool engagement topic, and maybe that's speaking to the algorithm there. GIFs, which I think I've already seen on there, and voice posts, so audio as well. So it's pretty consistent across the board, the different things that they're doing. So I imagine that if it's working well on Instagram, they'll be like, well, we should have this on Threads as well, so that we can use that as algorithm markers and continue to show stuff to more people. All
right, so that is it for today. Those are the Instagram updates and features that you need to know about. Did we miss anything, or is there anything that you love that you're going to use? Let us know. If you want to have more conversations with us when it comes to news, the members get it first. We release a lot of interesting things that we see in the membership group, in addition to resources, templates. You can do Q&As with us, live profile reviews. We're doing bonus vlog content is going to be going up there. We're also going to be doing interviews in there. So a lot's going down in the YouTube membership, YouTube membership world.
Yes.
Called the High Season Insiders. All you need to do is click a button below to join. It literally has like a join button there for you, but also all the details are in our description too. And we really think that you will like this video next, so we definitely recommend that you check it out. See you in the next one.
Peace.